Hi everyone, this is Sumita. So today we are going to write our first program in Selenium. So the topics that I will be covering are what is WebDriver, how to find web elements in Selenium, what is XPath, how to input data in edit box. So when I say edit box, it is nothing but the details that you give for username, password, all those are called edit box. How to click a button, something like login, sign in, etc. How to select a radio button and how to choose a drop down value. So all this we will be covering in today's topic. First thing, what is WebDriver? In order to understand the concept of WebDriver, let us first try to understand what do you mean by device driver. So you might have heard about something about device driver. So if we have a device like printer, okay, there is a software that is written for that device which you have to install. If you see, there is a operating system will be there and you will be connecting the printer, and when you give an instruction like print, how does it print the data that you are asking it to print? So there is a driver software that is available which says that when this print is clicked, it has to connect to the printer and get it printed. Okay, so something like that is called a device driver. It can be printer, scanner, and for all those things we use device driver. So it is nothing but the software in which the instructions are given. Similar to that, we have web driver. Okay, so when we say web driver, it is nothing but the driver software that is used to navigate or to work in the web page. I will show you a documentation wherein we will be having all the details of all the functions that are available for Selenium. So this is the handbook kind of a document for Selenium wherein you will be having all the details. Okay, so here we will look for WebDriver. There will be many methods and functions available, but whatever is required, only that we will be looking. Here if you see, WebDriver is an interface. So for that WebDriver, you have lot of drivers, functions or classes that implements this interface. You might have heard about interface in Java. So interface is nothing but it will have the method names but not the implementation of it. So this interface WebDriver will have a method called get of string, but there will not be any implementation of what needs to be done in that method. Any class like Chrome driver, Edge driver, whatever it might be, all this which implements this interface have to give the implementation for get. So for Chrome driver, for example, you will be the Chrome driver implementation will be something like open the Chrome window, go to the URL that is given in the get method. Okay, something like that will be written for Chrome driver. Same way for each of the driver, the implementation will be written. So this WebDriver object will only help you to navigate the web page. Now we will see what are all the functions are available for this WebDriver. So if you see, there are methods. There are some 9-10 methods that are available. So one among that is get, which we just saw. For get, in get you will pass the URL, so to load a new page. There is something like find element, find elements, get current URL, get title. So these are the various methods that are available for which you can use the driver object to call all this. So let us go to an example where we will be using some of the methods there. Now in our program, this program we have already written in our earlier video. wherein I had given the URL as google.com. After setup, we just wrote this to open the web page. Here I made a small change, like I have used this particular URL for us to see the other functionalities like input data, click radio, all these functionalities will be seen in this page. So I have taken this. So the first line, if you see, it is WebDriver. So as I had told, we have created an object for WebDriver, and with that driver we will be driving the or working on the entire web page. The next one is the URL which you are planning to open, then the path for the driver. So there is an executable Chrome driver.exe. Like this, we have Edge for Microsoft Edge, for Firefox, for everything there is a driver executable that is present. So you have to say where that executable is available. So that you have to give it in set property. Set property is nothing but there is something called environment variable. So where you will give the path for the variable, you will set like where the executable is available. Okay. So same way you have to say where the Chrome driver.exe is available. So for that you have to set the environment variable path, that is this line. Then you are in order to work with Chrome driver, you have to get an instance of or create an object for Chrome driver. So we are saying new Chrome driver. Now this is the handle or this is the object with which you will be using all the functions like get, manage, find element, everything you will be using this WebDriver object, and this driver object will point to the Chrome driver. So for Chrome web page we are using it. Same way, if at all you are going to use Firefox, it would be Firefox driver. Okay. So now coming here, it is like driver dot get of URL. You have to just give this URL, okay, here, so that it opens it, and this method or this function entire line, it is for maximizing the window. Now we will just run this program and see. It is supposed to open this new tours.demoaut.com and maximize it. Okay, that's all. So this is what we have done. Now we will see how to navigate it. Okay. So once we go here, you have to give the username and password. So how do we give the username? For that, there is something called inspect element. Inspect is nothing but there is an HTML for each of the web page, there is an HTML page that is written, okay, wherein all the attributes will be available. This is called tag. Whatever is coming in this less than arrow, less than symbol is called a tag. Okay. So under tag you will have attributes like type, name, size, etc. You need to use one of these attributes in order to find this what this element means. Okay. Now we can, for example, if it is username, we can directly see that there is something called name. You can use this name for username. Here you have to say driver dot something called find element, and by using which locator you are going to use. The locator name that we saw is name, and the value that we saw, I have copied, it is username. This is case sensitive and hence you have to give exactly whatever you have seen. Okay. In this, if you are going to type any data, you have to use the method send keys. Inside that you have to give whatever data you want to give. I have created a username called tutor underscore e-palagai. So here if you see, it will identify an element with this username, and it will pass the data tutor underscore e-palagai. Now we have given username. Same way we have to see what is for password. Keep it on password, give right click and inspect. That line will come. So for password also you have this the value password in the name. So copy this and you come here. Again you give driver dot find element by dot name. Here you have to give password dot send keys. I have given the password here as password -1. You can also use this for trying out. So after giving username password you have to click on sign in. Now you have to see what is the properties for sign in. So sign in also you have something called name, which is login. So here you give driver dot find element by dot name within quotes login. Here you need to click it. For others you have to send the values. Here you have to just click. I have put by. Okay, fine. So here we have given the username, password and sign in. Now if you execute it, it has to click login and go up to that. Now let us run it. Given the username password and it has clicked on sign in and you have got this page. Okay. Now in this page we have to provide values. First thing is the radio button, one way and round trip. So let us choose one way. So if you want to choose one way, you have to inspect and see the properties for that element one way. So this is a radio button, hence you will have type as radio, and there is something called name equal to trip type and value equal to one way. Okay. Here let us try to write an XPath here. Okay. Sorry, we will right click here. Okay, got it right. So here somewhere you give control F. You have got the XPath line here. You have to keep the control somewhere here and click F, control F, you will get this. Now if you do and inspect, again it will go there. Okay. Now always the format for writing an XPath is / followed by the tag name, and then these are all attribute. You have to give at attribute and attribute name. So we are going to give one way and the attribute name is value. So the tag is input. You have to give input open square bracket at attribute name equal to within single quote the value. Now if you see, it shows 1 of 1, that is it has found only one element which is matching with this, which is correct. Now we have selected this one way. So this is the XPath. You copy this entire XPath, then go here. Here you can say, now since it has gone to the second page, you can directly start identifying the elements there and giving it. Here we are giving by dot XPath because we are giving the XPath here, and this is the XPath for one way and we want to click it. Oh, click. This will click the radio button. Now let us see what other values are there. So next thing is passenger departing from on. All if you see, they are all drop down values. So now we have to see how to find the drop down value. If you see drop down values, it has two activities to be done. For this and all, it is single activity. Click this, find this, click this, find this, click. Here you have to find and click, and then you have to choose which one you have to select. For example, 3 or 4. So there are two functions that is to be done. One is selecting this particular web element and clicking on it. Second thing is choosing that. So we have something called select statement, which you have to use. So we'll say select passenger is the first one, right? So we'll give passenger equal to new select of. In that we have to give the XPath or driver.find element value we have to pass here, which we are yet to find out. So we will find out. Now we will just add the package for select. This is okay. Here it says you have to give the value, correct value. First let us go there and see the XPath for this one. So it says select equal to name equal to pass count, right? So we will copy this. So how do we write the XPath? This is the tag name, this is the attribute name. So the syntax is give double slash tag name open square bracket at attribute name, which is name, equal to single quote pass count. You can see it's 1 of 1 and it is showing this one. Now we have got the XPath for this particular drop down. Here you give driver dot find element by dot XPath of, here this is the XPath value. Okay. I guess one bracket is missing. Okay. Now we have given the XPath for the passenger drop down. Now what you have to do? You have to select the value. So how do you select? You have this object passenger dot. There are so many functions, methods that are available for this. One method which you will take is select by select by visible text. Whatever is visible in that, let us select, and we will give 3. You saw that there are 4 values, 1 2 3 4. Let us choose 3. Okay. Next let us select one more value. So let us take from port. Okay. So here again you have to do inspect. This is the from port, and it is similar to that where the name is from port. So copy the name. If you see all this are same, just to give here from port, it should work. That's a 1 of 1 and it has chosen from port. So this is the XPath for from port. Now again for from port or for departing, right, it is the departing from. For that again you have to write another select, because this select is for that passenger. Okay, now for departing you have to write another select. So select depart equal to new select of, again it will be driver dot find element by dot XPath, and I have already copied that one. It is this one. Oh, now you have got that. Here you have to select a value. So here you will use, we will take another example like select by index, the first one. Index means index starts from 0 in the drop down. So for example, if you give 4, okay, it means this is 0 1 2 3 4, it will choose Paris. Okay. So this is one way of using. You can use through index 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever number is there, you can use that. Okay. So here we are using for giving 4 for index, and then if you go back, then all others are similar to that. These are radio buttons and this is drop down, everything you can choose same way. We will just click continue. So for continue, we will inspect and see what is the detail. There is something called name itself is there, find flights. Here here we can give that directly. So driver dot find element by dot name, and name we have given find flights dot click. Okay. Now we will run this and see. Given username, password, and click sign on. See round trip 3 and Paris, it has selected. So depart Paris today, it has gone to the next page. Okay. So we have seen how we will select radio button, drop down button, as well as how we will pass values for the text box, that is edit box. So these are the topics that we were supposed to cover, which we have seen in today's video. What is WebDriver and how do we find web element? One way to find is through XPath, one way is name. There are other ways to find. I will cover that in next video, like for different locators how you can do. Then what is XPath? XPath is nothing but for the HTML you will be writing the XPath for finding out an element in the HTML page, and then inputting data and edit box, click radio button, click a button, select radio button, choose a drop down value. So we have seen all this. Just try all those things and put your comments if you have any clarification. Thank you.